What's going on? It's the Pimp and the Gangsta podcast, episode 3. Got a special podcast tonight. Got somebody I look up to, I respect 100%. Somebody I learned a lot from in a short bit of time. I'm gonna let y'all get to know him. Without further ado, this is man I call Pops, but y'all can call him C, Vic, whatever you want to call him. What they know you as in the streets mostly?
Yeah, a lot of people call me Lil C, but Park Heights they call me Murder. C Murder.
Okay, so Park Heights, a lot of people don't know about Park Heights. Park Heights is one of the notorious projects around here in Baltimore. It's been in the news countless amount of times.
Yeah. It's an awesome place though.
Yeah. You got the good and the bad.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Definitely a community that looks out for one another though.
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, I want everybody to get to know you. So you were born in South Carolina though, correct?
I was born in South Carolina.
So what part
Florence.
of Florence?
Florence, South Carolina, yeah.
Okay, so how long did you stay in Florence?
Till I was about 4.
Okay, so you don't really remember much when you lived there, but you went back there
Oh no.
as a child or?
No, I go back there like 4 times a year.
Since you were young? You went
Since I was young, every year.
So
All my
most of your family from down there?
Yeah.
So what actually brought you to Baltimore?
My father's side is down there.
So your mother's from Baltimore?
No, my mother's from Florida.
So
Jacksonville, Duval County.
Okay, Jacksonville.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about moving to Jacksonville.
But my dad was the reason, we came to Baltimore.
Okay, so explain that to me a little bit.
Okay, just to sum it up, they got cotton fields, in South Carolina in Florence.
Right.
And my dad, and his dad worked at a cotton field. And my dad slick talked the white man. The white man smacked my dad. My dad smacked the white man back.
Right. What year was this though?
Oh, I don't know. My dad was probably like 16, 17 at the time.
Okay.
And to stop the white man from killing my dad, my grandfather smacked my dad. And my dad, he couldn't understand why his father would smack him. He couldn't understand why he would take a white man's side.
But he wasn't taking the side.
He wasn't taking the side. He was trying to save my father.
Right.
So they sent my father home off the plantation. They sent my daddy home. So my dad was scared of his father. And he packed up what he could and he left South Carolina. He hopped on 95 and he started walking. He walked to Baltimore.
And that started the whole legacy of you, so to speak.
Yeah, it started a legacy up here. My daddy ain't go back home for 25 years.
So, talking to you, we've been kicking it a lot lately. Talking to you, it's a lot of interesting things in your life that I don't think we're going to be able to sum up in just this podcast. But I want to know a lot about, so when you were younger, what age did you start really, were you, in school a lot? Did you graduate and all that, or what?
Yeah, I was always a master chameleon, I was always in school, A student. I dropped out in 12th grade, Once I hit the 10th grade, me and my cousin used to go to school up Park Heights and whatnot. I used to go to Pimlico, and that was in Garrison. And we used to switch clothes all the time. And my sister, her people, put me on.
Your twin sister?
No, I got an older sister.
Oh, okay.
Her boyfriend put me on, with some coke. Once I started
so this was 10th grade.
Yeah.
So that's when you got started. That's when you jumped off the porch, pretty much.
Well, I jumped off the porch and I started running.
Right.
But I always worked too. My grandfather had a tire shop, Belvedere Tire Shop. Once I jumped off the porch, it was a wrap from there. I was buying Reebok pumps and Major Damage jeans.
And what years was this?
Sweater. This was like 89,
Okay,
90.
so that's when shit was really starting to like
Yeah,
explode, right?
Yeah, I've been out there for a minute,
So like growing up in Park Heights, you young, like you're just getting into the game. It's exciting. But the dangers that you're facing every day is,
Well, it wasn't really about the danger because, I was always around my peoples.
right.
Always been around my peoples, but the excitement of it, like the little cars and the sheepskin seat covers with your name in them and, the jewelry. I was out there when I was younger, I was 17 years old with a 100 gauge chain on.
Right.
A lot of older cats know what a 100 gauge is.
That was like
that was a
Dookie rope. The Dookie rope,
yeah.
Right.
With BBS's on your car, that was,
right.
That was the thing. You wanted to be that guy.
So this was like the crack era, pretty much, though, right?
Oh yeah.
So that's
around that time when crack really started blowing up.
So you seen the difference when crack was before it was here and then when it first came?
Well, when I started hitting the streets like that,
You've been around for a while.
Just a couple years.
Right, so nobody really knew what the outcome was going to be. Everybody was getting money.
No. I had some cousins, that was killing the industry, and I was looking up to them. They was giving me shoes, 4 and 5 pair at a time. They wearing once, twice, and then they give them to me. But I didn't want their shoes no more. I wanted my own shoes.
Right.
So I jumped out there and, started getting my own shoes, man.
So you started seeing a lot of money real fast, or?
Oh no, everything happened fast. My man put me on. He was like, "You ever sold drugs?" I was like, "Yeah, I sold drugs before." So he gave me a pack. He was like, "Oh, we're gonna go 60-40. I want 600 back." And he gave it to me. He rolled out. So I called my cousin up. My cousin came up. I was like, "Yo, what do I have?" He was like, "Yo, what did he tell you got?" So he ain't told me nothing. He told me I got, we gonna go 60-40. You want 600 back. Well, he gave me some coke. So I hit the block. Let everybody know, I had 20s. I had half a grand for 20.
Damn.
I could have chopped them up halfway and sold them.
Right, this drop.
I hit the block. And the fiends came back. They was like, yo, see, this shit ain't, it ain't melting. It ain't coming back. So I hit my mans up. I'm like, yo, what the fuck did you give me? Y'all got everybody wanting that money back. He was like, why? He was like, you ain't gotta cut it,
So what was the problem?
The problem was he gave me powder. He gave me fish scale coke.
Right.
I thought he gave me ready.
Oh.
So when I went back and I told everybody that I had powder, man, we jumped off. I hustled for my man for about a month. And then after that, I jumped off on my own.
So, where did you see the height of, like, what's the most money you seen coming in for all this work you was doing?
I don't know, that's hard to say.
I mean, because you told me.
I sat on my bed and I counted out $78,000.
As you told me you bought the house.
Yeah.
Right, I know that shit had to blow your damn mind.
And that wasn't, all of my money that was in the house. So, like when I was younger, I was making a couple of dollars. So to me, that was, that wasn't no money.
Right.
Because the people that I was looking at that was making money, they were selling dope.
Heroin.
They were selling heroin, but I was scared.
Because Baltimore, that's the thing up here.
Yeah, Baltimore, that's a dope city.
That's right. A dope city. And back then, there wasn't no fentanyl and all that shit.
It wasn't no fentanyl or nothing like that.
Right, it was real dope, and that shit was expensive.
Back in that day, dope was taking numbers.
Right. So, like,
all my homeboys were selling dope, and I seen them getting money. I was getting money too, but
they was making more.
The money they was getting was crazy. They would buy a car, send it to California, get it painted the way they wanted, get the Louis Vuitton, backdrop or, the headrest. I couldn't afford that. Well, I could afford it, but it was different. But everybody kept telling me, leave that shit alone and, it's so dope. But I was scared, to go in that field because...
Because you stay in your lane.
Yeah, I stayed in my lane. From what I seen, the jail, the courts was giving dope niggas, numbers.
Football numbers.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Which they still are.
So I stayed in my lane, and I killed the industry for a minute.
So whenever all this was going, is that around the time you got shot or?
Yeah. Yeah.
So tell me, walk me through when you got shot. Like, how was that? How that day go?
When I got shot, I was young. I was maybe like 18, 19.
So this is you started in 10th grade, so this is pretty much 12th grade when you dropped out.
No, I was out of school, man.
Right after you dropped out.
Yeah, I dropped out because me and my mans now,
I'm just trying to set the scene.
We get out of school, we go up the spot, and we made our money, to the nightfall until we sold out. But I realized that, like, while them niggas in school, if I come out on the block on the daytime, I can catch all that daytime money.
Right.
So by the time they get out of school, I be done read up once or twice. So that's what I did, But when I got shot, I had fought this dude. His name was Toogie. If you looking Toogie, I love you, shorty. But we fought, we fought for a long time. We fought like 3 or 4 times. We was out of breath, middle of the street, fighting, and he rolled out. So I sat on the block and I sold my whole pack. And I was the last one. I wouldn't leave the block until I sold my pack. And every night I always stop at 7-Eleven and get my cup of noodles with chili and cheese in it. And when I came out of 7-Eleven, I seen him come across the street. I seen him with his homeboys. I was like, oh man, here we go. Because I thought they was going to bank me. But then...
Bank in Baltimore means jump. So a lot of people, they don't be doing that now.
Yeah. So, when he reaching his dip, and he started coming out of his pants with that big ass gun. It was like Clint Eastwood. He just kept coming up.
Joker
and I was like, oh. Yeah. So I started running, and the shots let off. And I was laying on the ground, and I just closed my eyes.
It was like a 32 or something?
No, it was a 38. I just sat on the ground and curled up.
That bitch kind of big, though. That bitch kind of big.
Hell yeah, that bitch was kind of big. It was a long barrel. So I thought he was going to come over me and dump, But when he hit me and I fell, everybody turned back around and ran. So, I called my dad up. He came and got me, took me home, took me in the basement. My dad and my uncle held me down, and my mom,
Yeah, go to the hospital. You just handle that bitch like a G.
Nah, both times I got shot, no, I ain't go to the hospital.
Damn, I know you got shot twice.
Yeah, I got shot twice.
Was the second time closer to the first time, or?
No, it was twice in the same year.
Damn.
The first time was in my leg.
How about the same motherfucker?
No. The dude that shot me in my face, that was my man's. He was me and him used to go up New York.
Shot you in your face.
We come back home because I had the basement at my dad's house. We would go down there and chef it up. I had just learned how to, to bring back Coke in the microwave. But anyway, he had came up with this plan in his head. When we get back, he was going to shoot me, take the shit and roll out. So when we got back, we sitting in front of the house and shit, and he looking around.
Did you feel anything funny before?
Yeah.
That's why I'm still here right now. You get that feeling.
That's why I'm still here right now. When we came back, he looking around. I was like, yo, what the fuck is you doing? Because he had the book bag. I'm like, yo, go the fuck in the house. He looking around like that and shit. I'm like, yo, go in the house. So when I look around and see what he looking at, when I look back, he had whooped out. And my natural reaction was to hit his hand.
Right.
So he shot me right here, so I was out. When I woke up, him and my dad was fighting and shit. So when they seen, because both of them thought I was dead. When I started moving around and whatnot, my man was like, yo, Cal, I'm so sorry. Yo, he was like, yo, C, I'm so sorry. He put the gun in my hand. he was like, yo, he put it to his head. He was like, yo, shoot me back, yo. Just shoot me, yo. I'm so sorry. I swear to God, yo, I fucked up. So I told my dad, I was like, yo, just take me in the house. You know, I couldn't see. Both of my eyes were swollen shut.
Damn.
So they took me in the house. They took me in the basement. And my mom, once again, she gave me some pills, you know, and that just relaxed me and put me in the zone. And my people held me down. My mom nursed my wound. She put some cobwebs on it to draw the skin back together. My mom, she a Southern woman, you know.
She put what?
So, cobwebs.
Really?
Yeah, spider webs.
Damn. That's some damn old school shit there.
Old school.
I done heard about
I was
glue.
down
I done
and
heard
out. I
about
was
glue,
down
like
and out
super
for probably
glue.
like 2 months.
Damn. So this is all the same time as 18.
Yeah. Same year.
So if a lot of y'all don't know, you know, Tupac was born in New York but then moved right to Baltimore. So the only reason I mention this is because actually you knew Pac.
That was in my mind.
Right.
That was a friend of mine.
So what?
Anytime we come to Baltimore,
How old were you then?
Oh shoot! If I was 20, no, I was.
So did
I was
you know
over
when
20.
he
I
was
was over 20. I was over 20.
So did you know when he
It
was
was like,
living in
I don't
Baltimore,
know.
or when he was around Baltimore?
No, this one when he was living in Baltimore.
Okay.
Because anytime he came to Baltimore, he would hit me up.
It was like Monument or something like that.
You know, he had a black Jeep Wrangler. You know, he would hit me up. You know, black face. We used to go with my cousin.
Right.
And we get smoking J's. Not here. Every time he come to Baltimore, it would be summertime because he would have the doors and the top off of his Jeep. And
what kind of person was he? Was he like how?
Man, he was funny.
Deep dude.
He was funny. You know, he was deep. He was into poetry. You know, he was funny. We used to geek and trip.
So like the shit that they betrayed him.
He came to me one time. I remember he came to me one time. He was like, yo, Lil C. He was like, yo, I'm messing with this white girl. And it was crazy because he wasn't into white girls.
Right.
His mother and them wouldn't allow him to mess with the white girl.
Listen, do you know he was fucking with Madonna?
That's what I found out.
Did you hear about the letter that Madonna got from him? He actually broke up with Madonna.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't be with no white girls.
No, that's what I was about to tell you. He was like, yo, Lil C, I'm messing with this white girl. I'm like, yo, you messing with a white girl? I was like, yo, get the fuck out of here. He was like, no, for real. I was like, who is she? What's her name? He was like, I can't tell you right now. I found out later that it was Madonna.
Say
white
word.
girl. I swear to God on my mom.
Damn.
It was Madonna, the white girl he was messing with. I had pictures.
Yo,
we had pictures.
They got
Me and
letters
Pop
and
and
shit
them
about
used
it.
to take.
The letters just got sold on
But my little sister
like
Linda,
$2.
took, you know, she snuck and took all my pictures to school trying to brag to her friends that her brother, you know Tupac, and somebody in her school stole my pictures.
So have you watched the Tupac movie?
Yeah.
Do you think they portrayed him well in that movie, or do you think like when you see that, what do you think?
I think they portrayed, like, Pac had two
Like
different
the
sides.
Like the Biggie movie, I didn't like how they portrayed
Pac had two different
They made it look
sides.
like he was crazy. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, well, in the Pac movie, they didn't capture
his
They
full
captured
body as a,
that side, that one side, you know, when he started that gangster life and everything. They didn't capture the Pac that I knew.
shit. Pac said he never had a record till he made a record. You know
Pac
what I
was
mean?
a funny. He used to play. He liked to play jokes a lot. You know,
Right.
he liked to play jokes on people.
So,
He liked to be funny, but he loved women.
You know you don't know anybody. You know Tretch, right?
Yeah, I know Tretch.
So,
But I don't know Tretch, but I know who you're talking about.
So I heard a story from Tretch, right?
Mm-hmm.
He said he would, they used to get the groupie bitches and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Pac tell him he in the bedroom with the he going Tretch with the bitch smashing in the room smashing the bitch, right? Fucking Pac, no. Pac been in the room smashing the bitch.
Mm.
Tretch went in the bathroom of the same hotel with another bitch. he hear them in that bitch smashing. He got the video camera, and he said they creep the door open, and he started recording Pac.
Oh, what?
Right, smashing the bitch, right? And Pac seen him and jump up and was like, "Man, get the fuck out of here, man!" He was like, "Get that shit, yo, get that shit. You get the fuck out of here, man! You're a bitch." Does that sound like the truth?
That sound like it. Yeah.
That's why I had to beg it, because that sound, from what you described, that's exactly what it sound like. You know what I mean? But
every time, you know, Pac would leave town and come back, he would challenge me on push-ups.
Who won?
He always won.
Because that motherfucker ain't gonna quit. Yeah.
The last time that he challenged me on push-ups, he was probably about 15, 20 pounds heavier than me. He had bulked up. So, but yeah, he was a good dude, man. He was a good dude. He was faithful, and he was real.
But while we on the subject of rappers that you know, I was just sitting there chilling with you talking, and you told me, you know, my favorite rapper, you know, fuck with DMX before up here. DMX fuck with Baltimore heavy, you know.
Yeah, DMX fuck with Baltimore.
Yeah, I've been
I got peoples that you know fuck with him. They go to Hawaii a lot.
I mean, look, X ain't gonna give it no shit because X is a real motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? He is who he is. He don't give no fucks.
A lot of respect for X, you know. When he came, he hit raw.
And y'all need to go check X new shit out.
It's called fire.
Ain't that bitch been hard?
Fire.
It's about shit. Is DMX analog? Yeah. It ain't about shit.
Yeah, it was fire.
It's DMX analogs. Jadakiss, Sheek Luch.
DMX been going for a minute. And everybody was expecting DMX to fold, you know, get out there, fuck with them drugs, you know.
Right.
Hit the tabloid. But DMX busting everybody in the head. And he killing it right now. He killing it. He looking good.
He living his truth. He always
he got his weight up, his mind straight. He always, you know, was spiritual, you know. But he doing the right thing right now, man. If you're a DMX fan, man, follow that nigga, man. Support him.
But you fuck with him when he was fucking with the drugs and shit like that?
I always fuck with DMX. And I had a lot of respect for him because a lot of people lost respect for DMX because he kept getting in trouble with it. He kept fucking with the coke.
Yeah,
but I fuck with DMX. And for the simple reason, you know, that I fell into getting high, you know, smoking crack, you know. It's one of them bumps in the road. I'm
going to tell you this. It's one thing that, is
I beat it.
Listen, it's one thing that DMX said that I really hold true. Like, God don't need no saints. God's here for the sinners.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's right.
If you're doing good, everything great in your life, you know what I mean? God's here to help people that is down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We find salvation in Him through.
God had to give you that faith. Your faith give you strength. You know?
Exactly. You know
Look how many times DMX fell, and he keep getting up. Eventually, you gonna get it
just
right.
Signed him again.
Eventually, you gonna get it right, and that's what DMX did. You know, he got it right, and he pushed him forward, and he killing the industry. So as a person, as an ex-addict, I know how hard it is to beat that addiction. You know, It took a lot for me to beat it. And DMX beat that addiction, and I know what the struggle that he went through. So I got that respect for that man.
And we all got our own faults and everything. That, you know what I mean?
Facts.
We can't. You know, it's just overcoming your demons. Is all it really is. So when you first met him, like the first time you met him, he was a superstar and all that shit.
Who?
X.
Well, no, I ain't really know him like that.
You seen him around like that?
Yeah, I seen him a couple times because he was messing with people, you know. So I only met him I seen him like 3 times.
Right.
But he never changed.
In and out of shit.
Like a lot of people take him wrong because he's intimidating. He's aggressive.
He takes over the room.
You know, but if you sit down and you get to know him and you talk to him, you'll see that he has a lot of knowledge that he can share with a brother, you know. But at the same time, like I said, he aggressive. He acts.
So
the times I met him, it was short conversation.
You was in the game at the time. You were like, how old was you? That's what I'm saying. Was he
when I was in the game?
Was he a superstar then? Like, what
when
time?
I met X?
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
no. The couple of times that I met him, he had already been in the game. Came out the game, came back on the spotlight, left the spotlight.
So this was after the Rough Riders anthem and all that shit?
Yeah, this was after all of that.
Damn. I ain't gonna lie. I was starstruck out that bitch.
This was after all of that.
I ain't gonna lie. Bro, because I remember when I was younger, I was probably, it's like 97, right? 96, 97.
Well, when he dropped,
he dropped it in 98, but it had been on the streets in Baltimore around 97, 96. Because I remember there was, before the LP was EP, right?
Mm-hmm.
He had the joint that he was, the record companies heard that made him sound. You know what I'm saying? The shit he pumping out the trunk of his car.
Yeah.
That shit is crazy. It's just
I was down from 97 to 99. I came home in 99.
Oh, so you was where you was at? You was in Hagerstown?
No, I was in Georgia.
In Georgia?
Yeah.
What part of Georgia?
I was. What the hell is the name of that damn county?
Not Chatham.
No.
Chatham. So what you was doing in Georgia? How you got caught up in Georgia? Next question.
Next question. My wife told me not to. Yeah.
I mean, I've been around a lot of places that I don't want to talk about either. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? But either way, the only reason I mentioned Georgia is because damn where I lived most of my life down in South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
We only 30 minutes from Savannah, Georgia. You ever been through Savannah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. I got some cats in Savannah. I got friends everywhere. That's what I try to do. I try to, branch off and just make friends everywhere I go. Networking. That's right. Networking.
So what made you really step out of all that shit? Like was it kids or like the time that you did? Or what made you step back and say, man, I can't do this shit no more?
What made me step out the hustle?
Yeah.
Well, I thought I had enough money, where I could. I had this dream, to buy a house and, But when I stepped out, my mom, it was a promise to my mother before she died. I used to have gold teeth. I still got them, but these come out. I used to have gold teeth, and my mother, she made me make 2 promises to her before she died. And one was, she was like, she always complimented me on my teeth, And
you was pretty white.
Yeah, she always told me I had a pretty smile. So the one thing she wanted me to do was get rid of the goals. And the second thing she wanted me to do was get off the streets. And I always had crowns, open face crowns, the same thing.
Down south we slugged up. We slugged up down south.
But man, she wanted me to leave the streets, and right before she died.
She said it to you right before she passed?
Yeah, a couple of months before she passed.
Oh my God, that shit had hit you hard.
When she passed, I felt like I was at the top of my game.
Right.
I had like
I'm gonna tell you one of the things that got me to stop hustling, man. So it was like this is what I seen, right? Like you know me, cause you know how, you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Down south, I knew all the big plugs, You know what I'm saying? Like people think that, oh yeah, I got this and I got that. Nigga, that's bullshit. It's really 2-3 motherfuckers running the whole city.
Running the whole business.
You know what I'm saying?
And after that 2-3, it's really one that's doing that.
You know what I'm saying? Nigga, you don't got different coke, you got different cut.
Right.
Right. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So the thing was, I knew somebody like this close to them people. Like how many of you sitting here? This is the same way they was to them people.
Mm-hmm.
And I never made it to any bigger level than I was at. You know what I mean? I sell my little zip and, you know what I mean, do my damn thing, pay my bills like a regular job. And what I told myself was, yo, nigga, if you've been doing shit for 10 years and you ain't got a promotion, you ain't a new goddamn job. You know what I'm saying?
Me, I was different. I stopped selling coke. Got locked up, came home, and then I started selling weed.
But you was making money. See, listen, I'm down south. I'm in a little town. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying this city should be rocking. You know what I'm saying? I hustle in Highland Town.
We was hitting Peter Pan.
Listen, when I hustle in Highland Town, I work for somebody, right? He gave me $800 every 3 days.
I never worked for nobody. One time.
When I was, you know, that's what you do to the corner boys. Yeah. Did the corner boys work for you?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That was me. You know what I'm saying? Where I jumped out that bitch, dog. Listen, I now got locked up. I was selling, you know, the mid.
Mm-hmm.
But it was Reggie. I was getting $80 an ounce. Mm-hmm. And my brother, you know where Patterson High School at?
Yeah.
So you in that little neighborhood that's right in front of Patterson called Eastwood.
Right.
So I stayed, you know, there's a little playground right behind Patterson. It's got like a gazebo and a little playground right behind
the high school.
You know they got that big field behind the high school,
yeah.
And there's a little playground there, right? My brother, you remember my brother?
Yeah.
He went to school there, so I would bag up these fucking mid. I know it wasn't mid. It was fucking. You know, my cousin used to get in the bales from Virginia. It was dirt bullshit. So I used to bag up half-gram dimes.
Half-gram dimes?
Because they're little kids. What the fuck they gonna do? You know how them niggas skip school around here?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you this, yo. You ain't never seen a motherfucker skip school like they skip school around here. Ain't never. You see 30 niggas walking around with school uniforms on. Am I lying?
Yeah.
You see 30 motherfuckers walking around with school. These motherfuckers got uniforms, bro.
Yeah,
and they don't give no fucks.
Yeah.
They walk in, they leave out the fucking school 30 motherfucking deep. So they come right to my window. I saw the half-gram dimes, bro. Motherfucking making goddamn with $400-500 off an ounce.
Yeah, I used to make a couple of dollars. You know, when I came home in '99, I started selling weed. I was selling mid. But it was the
that
best
good
weed.
Yeah.
I had
AZ, the Arizona.
With my homeboy. Hey Johnny. Now you shorty. And he was bringing me this good ganja from Texas. You know, and every time I buy a pound, he'd front me a pound. And I made a couple of dollars selling coke, but when I started selling weed, oh my goodness.
Well, to me, it was crack. When
I
started selling crack,
3 pounds. He would front me 3 pounds. I was making so much money that it was so easy to blow it.
See, I never understood how niggas made so much money on weed, cause like it always feels to me like it was so much.
See, with me, I had
like you ain't got like
I was too smart.
But what I'm saying is like you can have a handful of crack, and that's gonna be a goddamn trash bag full of weed. Worth.
I understand that.
You know what I'm saying?
But
so
see,
that's why to me it was always like, man,
I didn't want the attention of the fiends, the streets. Right. I wanted the attention of the sellers.
Right.
Everybody smoke weed.
Right. You got a whole different.
Everybody smoke.
You got a whole different clientele.
Smoke weed.
Everybody smoked crack in Baltimore back in the day.
Let me tell you something.
Them bitch runs in the car. Whoever gets to the car first win.
I had bus drivers, cab drivers. I had so many different.
You're like Devin the dude.
Indian 7-Eleven owners. I had so many people buying my weed, but I would never sell weight.
So you're not trying to tell me that when you sold crack, you didn't have doctors and lawyers buying that shit too?
Oh, I had my own PO. I had a little dude that was selling for me. My PO kept going to him, and she kept asking him, "Look, let me meet your person so I can deal directly with him." So I was like, "All right, set it up. I'll link up with her." So when we met up in the pizzeria, in the pizza spot, because my man was like, "Yo, she wanna meet you. You know, she buying. You know, she wanna." I was like, "All right, she good. She 100." He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "All right, I'll hook up with her. I'll meet her." So when I went into the pizza joint, it was my fucking PO.
Damn.
So I started selling to my PO.
I
I ain't never had to report again.
I know you was about to turn around and run.
I ain't never had to report
I
again.
know you was about to turn around and run. When
I
you
took a
seen it.
picture of it.
What you do when you see it? What you do when you see it?
What I do when I seen it? I
You-
froze.
you-
I was like, oh shit. Then I thought about it.
Yo, not me because yo, I know anything about my homeboy. He locked up now. How about this motherfucker break his P.O. son's jaw at the Boys and Girls Club?
That's
come
a bad
on,
move.
come on,
That's
right?
a bad move.
You know you went down.
That's a bad
But
move.
you say
I
you
played
had-
my cards.
You said you had a picture.
I
You said you had a picture. He saw your dick.
Yeah, I took a picture of it. Well, I ain't got it now. This was years ago.
Speaking of pictures of sucking dick, listen. So you know, Baltimore and Highland Avenue.
Baltimore Hollins.
Highlandtown. Off Eastern Avenue.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you was talking about there or out
No.
Lads down Hollandtown. Yeah, I know you're talking about.
You know, that was a little spot around there. You know what I'm saying? At least back in the day, it's really more Hispanic now. But so, bruh, I was put on. You know what I'm saying? I was working with somebody again, so ready. And you know, the boys were like, okay, these many yours,
Yes.
these many,
Cigarette.
these many yours, these many theirs. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because I had a problem with them damn tricks. Boy, there been a damn trick on that corner that looked like Sandra Bullock. Because the bitch had me on. That not been like speed.
I done ran across a couple of them, but now they're Maryland though.
I'm gonna tell you the crazy shit. I ain't give a fuck. That's why this podcast off the chair. We real. So let me tell you that. You know what we call a bandominium?
Yeah, the bandos.
Right. Before I been the bando, it been the bandominium up this bitch. So I've been on the block, you know what I mean? Like I said, I give the bitch when I suck it, they also. I go on there and grab this bitch and take it, and she ain't saying nothing, though. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We go in the bandominium and bitch sucking the shit. I said, you know what I mean? I started saying shit to the bitch, you know what I mean? I don't know what the fuck I was saying, but that bitch stopped and I bitch saying,
The fuck was that?
the bitch was deaf.
Oh, you shit me, you didn't know that?
Nigga, I fucking
I
died,
think
bro.
I'd be scared to get some head from a deaf
That
bitch.
was after that. But I finished.
I wasn't in
You
the
got that one for
See,
finish. I don't get up
The
and
thing with a deaf bitch, you ain't gotta worry about telling her when you about to come. You ain't gotta tell her shit, just let her suck it till you come.
Yeah. I ain't your bullshit, you, bro.
I used to go home and damn, I can't say a whole lot because it's incriminating. But I used to make trips back and forth to Florida. And while I was down there this one time, I met this Hawaiian girl. She was mixed. She was Hawaiian or something. And she was Miss something in the beauty pageant. She had won. She was so fine. And she had this big ass house, you know, and there was almost half of the house was made of glass. And she had a deck with a jacuzzi and a pool. And I booked her in the mall. Out of Jacksonville Landing. You know, in Jacksonville. And I booked her and I went over to her house and we playing a card game, me and her. And we're taking shots. And she got this big fireplace with this bearskin carpet on the floor. And I'm on top of her and kissing her on her neck and tongue kissing her, sucking her titties.
And before I knew it, I earled on her.
The fuck?
And I was so embarrassed, you know, I cleaned her up, cleaned me up. You know, she asked me
You ain't get the bearskin rug, doing
I earled her, the rug, everything. You know, so I left her, you know, and eventually, you know, we came back to Baltimore. And 2 months later, you know, no, not even 2 months later, it was about a month later, we took another trip to Florida. And I called up, told her I was in town. You know, she asked me over. And motherfucker, this is one of my most embarrassing moments. You know, sure enough, you know, me and my uncle. If you ever see it, you know who I'm talking about. He'll be laughing. Me and my uncle was with her and her girlfriend, you know, playing a card game out on her deck in a jacuzzi. And I got drunk again, and we ended up in front of that goddamn fireplace on that basking car.
He was dragged in that bit.
I was tongue kissing her and everything, and I didn't gag or nothing. The Earl just came up, the throw up just came up, and I threw up in her mouth. Man, she cussed me out so bad. Get the fuck out my house. Get the fuck off me, Lil C.
Hey.
And that's one of my most embarrassing moments with Florida, man. You talking about
players fuck up.
Hey, man, it is
Players
what it
fuck
is,
up.
man. I ain't never get the pussy, but
Hey, so with that, we didn't run this thing kind of long, but this motherfucking shit is the realest podcast you gonna see.
she was fine too. She wasn't fine as my wife, but she was the finest woman I ever been with besides my wife.
He threw up in her mouth, so we
And
gonna
I
sign.
threw up in her mouth.
we gonna sign off. You know what I'm saying? It's the Pimp and the Gangsta podcast. We just gave you some of the Pimp and some of the Gangsta.
Indeed.
You know what I mean? So, till next time, let us know what y'all think and all that. We'll get back at you.
And man, y'all stay up.
Wow.